Hello there everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to just a quick little summary of my general impressions of the first semi-final dress rehearsal that happened. Well, I'm recording this at 11:42 p.m. on the Monday night, which means that it basically just finished, and I've been streaming it, so in case you missed the stream and you want to catch the stream the next time, I will be doing the same thing for semi-final 2 on Wednesday, so you can be on the lookout for that. However, I've been talking about really all of my impressions, of course, for the past few hours on stream. However, I just want to make a quick little summary video to just kind of gather my thoughts and make it very clear just generally what I think about the show that we will all see tomorrow, of course. And I'll try and keep it a little bit spoiler-free, I suppose, because maybe people are interested in spoilers and whatnot, but I've already talked about all of those kind of things, and I want to keep this a bit brief. You know how I am, though. I will ramble too much anyway. However, the main focus will just kind of be on the performances, I think, and which songs I was very impressed with, which songs maybe I was a little bit disappointed with in terms of their presentation, and the overall kind of quality of the show. So I'll just start off with, like, from the beginning. We got, kind of the standardized. We got some nature shots introducing the show, leading into a choreographed number, and it's a very effective opening to kind of interest the show. They're playing around a lot with, like, the Swiss connection. We got some all horns and some neat little vocalization as well, and some good choreographies and whatnot. So I think most of you will probably enjoy the opening part of the song of this show, and you just kind of get into the Eurovision hype as the songs get on. We got two hosts. One of them, of course, performed for Switzerland in Eurovision 1991. She also gets to do a little bit of singing throughout the show. The other one, I'm not actually sure. She's obviously famous for something, but I'm not sure. I think the hosts were fine. I don't think they left a huge impression on me anyway, but maybe I'll warm up to them. One thing I think that was a bit unfortunate throughout the show was that they tried to have a lot of, some funny gags, and the reception in the arena was, at least during the dress rehearsal, it wasn't audibly positive, I would say. There weren't that many laughs, I noticed, which is, that could be an issue, but maybe tomorrow will be different, we don't know. However, I felt like some of the jokes maybe didn't land the way they intended to. However, the main thing that we're interested in, of course, with the whole show is, of course, the songs. So let's move on to those. Before that, though, sorry, I'm still a little bit on the sick side. Before those, though, there's obviously a postcard before every single song, and they look nice. I quite enjoyed them. I don't think they're one of these postcards, that you will remember for eternity. I think, like, take for instance 2014 when they had to make their own flag, with whatever objects they wanted to. Or even last year when they, like, showcased an old entry and then a recent entry to just kind of get into the mood of the country that they're representing. This one was just, the artists get a little postcard, they go somewhere, they do some fun shenanigans, and then that's it. And it's nice enough, so no qualms with that. I just don't think maybe the postcards will be remembered forever. The stage, however, I think will. Because one thing mainly that I really love about it is the way that it shapes the flag. Because they use this outer box of the stage to just illuminate the colors of the country that is participating, which looks really, really neat. So that's a plus, and I overall, like many of the songs, they're performed very well on this stage, and they utilize the layout of the stage very nicely. Iceland's, of course, first up. This is the perfect opener for the semifinal. I think most people have kind of been agreeing with that fact for quite a long time. Some people are, of course, not a fan of the song, and I get that. They've upgraded the performance a little bit from Sungva Kepnin with some more, there's a boat on the LED floor, maybe. I'm not sure if that was there before. The graphics are definitely enhanced throughout the song as well. They do still have their funny thing where they jump around in the boat and they do the, whatever it is he's doing with his hand, and they avoid the things being thrown at them. It's a fun part of the track and I'm glad they still have it. It's energetic, it's very audience friendly, and I think that it's qualifying. That's just my general takeaway from just watching the performances tonight, is that, yeah, this is too much fun and too inviting and too upbeat and happy for it to miss out. I would be very surprised if it doesn't qualify. Just my 2 cents. Poland next. A lot of, like, dramatic colors and whatnot on this one. One thing I'm a bit surprised with on Poland is the fact that there's no smoke on stage. I thought there would be. But so it kind of looks, the dimensions of the stage are very flat, I suppose, because they're just, flat floor, flat background. But the lighting works nicely. There's a lot of choreography stuff going on. Some of the camera work is really neat as well. They of course have the little gimmick where she's being raised to the roof and you got the dragon behind her, and you can make of that what you will. Vocally strong, and a banger of a song, so should qualify, right? I hope so anyway. Poland's fine. Decent rehearsal today, and looked and sounded good. Slovenia looks great, I will say that. The thing with Slovenia is that it looks the same throughout the 3-minute runtime, which I think could work against it. It's definitely an intimate moment and one that definitely sticks with you. The lighting is gorgeous, truly. This kind of golden backdrop with so many spots just pointing in all directions. It looks very, very heartwarming, I suppose. It's very emotionally tangible in that aspect, and he sings fantastically well. He really does. They still have the thing where they flip him upside down, and it looks nice. And definitely the final moment that we saw from the rehearsal clip where his wife, I suppose, joins him out of nowhere, kind of with the camera moving around. It's an effective moment. The thing that really hit me when I watched it was that the performance looks the same for 3 minutes, kind of, in terms of layout and lighting and whatnot. And with a song that is a bit slow in terms of its development as well, it could make some people zone out a little bit of it. I feel like that could be a worry for it. It's emotionally loaded, and it would definitely work on some people, but I'm not sure if it will be enough. We'll see. But the lighting, very well done on that, and the vocals are great. Estonia, the vocals here are not that great. That definitely has to be said. They don't have to be. I mean, the song is what it is, and we all know what it is. It's funny teehee, kind of in a way. And one thing that really hit me with this performance is that it doesn't hit as hard as I thought it would. They have a lot of fun gimmicks and memorable moments during the performance. There's this very funny image of a plane kind of flying around like a bird. It looks very funny on the graphics behind them. And there's a moment with like a planned stage invader or whatnot. Memorable moments, but the song isn't that kind of packed with energy like these songs kind of usually have, like these songs that are intentionally very, very funny. And maybe I was just a bit let down on the aspect that I wasn't that engaged by what I saw and what I listened to. Could obviously be subject to change tomorrow, but I expected to be hooked by it more than I was. It's still a fun performance, and you will remember it. So in a televote-only semifinal, I don't think you'd have to worry about Estonia qualifying. Next up was Spain coming into the show there in the middle. Spain was... I wasn't actually very familiar with the new version of the track. It doesn't hit as hard, I think, overall. It has its moments. I mean, the chorus is somewhat catchy. They have a lot of ambition with the performance, especially early on, where they use her silhouette very effectively, and she's dressed up in this very extravagant outfit. But then very early on, they kind of drop that. She walks out of this curtain, and then she's dressed, like a song like this you're expecting to be dressed. And some dancing and some energy, and it's a decent performance. It didn't really stick with me personally, but it's there, and it doesn't really do anything wrong either. So, yeah. Ukraine then, and Ukraine has a very, very strange look to the entire performance, which I'm not sold on, unfortunately. I really like the song. Vocally, it sounded great as well. The backing vocals, or like these moments where the female is singing, those moments sound fantastic, really, and they look really nice as well. There's like a visual concept behind those where they play around with the lighting, very sparse. But overall, the look of the performance is very shiny, to the point where I kind of put off by it. I get that it's like a visual thing that they want to do. It's artistic in that aspect, but I'm not sold on it personally. I do not enjoy it. And I think that could harm its chances. There's a lot of color in this, but the color is just, covered with this gloss and shine and shimmer that it becomes a bit strange to look at. I'm sure you know what I mean, because it looks like that in the rehearsal clip, of course. So I'm unsure on that one. Sweden, very similar to Melodifestivalen. Looks almost the same, sounds almost the same. The only difference really is like the final chorus where everything gets expanded massively. They use the catwalk, they walk out, and the the lasers and the light show behind them is just huge. So it does what it should. Why change a winning formula? No need to. This works absolutely. Now Portugal is one that I find quite intriguing. A lot of people have just written Portugal off, and maybe they won't qualify. We'll find out tomorrow. But I think this is well presented. It's exactly what it should be. It's just a performance. It's all about the music. No fancy gimmicks, no fancy effects or anything. It feels real. It feels authentic in that way. It has probably my favorite opening shot out of all of the performances here. It's a beautiful kind of zoom out moment where you follow the lead singer, and it's just a gorgeous way to open up the song. And the way that the song develops around as well fits that approach really, really nicely. It's a beautiful opening. I hope it will connect with people, but I get it if it doesn't. I mean, I understand why it's not predicted to qualify, but the hope is the last thing that leaves you, isn't that right? It's not a very extravagant or memorable performance, but it's a very pretty one, I would say. And vocally, it sounds fantastic. It sounds just like on the studio cut, really. It's very, very well performed in that regard. Norway, a song I've never really been able to connect with, and a performance that I was just, fine with. A lot of pyro in it. There's some cartwheeling from the dancer. We saw that in the rehearsal clip. He's a charismatic performer as well, so I guess it just kind of works. I just wasn't very invested into it when I watched it. I didn't really connect with it, but that could be due to my lack of interest in the song as well. They do what they should do with it, and it's very clear that they've been ambitious in terms of just the amount of pyro. The light shows are pretty strong as well. But it's just a performance that I kind of forgot about very quickly after it was finished, but that could be a me issue. And that also comes down to, of course, what came after it, because I was floored by Strobe Lights from Belgium, which had a brilliant performance, has to be said. The staging concept is fantastic. Obviously, this is also very, very red, which is not unexpected, but it's a very, very neat blend of red and black and white, and that contrast of when the white shows up, it's so hard-hitting and sharp and attention-grabbing. Vocally, he's out of this world strong and competent in this regard. The song hits hard during the choruses. The choreography is planned out. It's not complex or anything. It's just very well planned out, and the camera work is enhancing the quality of it, because they actually use the framing to kind of hide certain things and then reveal them in a dramatic way that matches where the song is going and the beat of the track as well. So very nice. There's a particular moment towards the end of the song, the final chorus, where you're zoomed in on his face and everything behind him is very dark, and then during that very beat when that kicks in, the screens behind him just illuminate and you see all of these people. It looks like they're real people behind him, like they've drawn up 200 people on stage. They haven't, they're on the backdrop, but it looks very, very nice, and it's a very memorable moment visually, I think. They also used it in the recap clip, so they know their money shot here, really. Belgium, I'm still sitting here and I'm still hoping that it's going to win, That's how far I'm going with this. I hope that it wins. Maybe won't, but I do not believe that it will miss out on the final. There's just no way in my head like that could happen. This looks fantastic and it sounds fantastic, so yeah, it's making it. Italy up next. Italy's kind of in the middle of here, and it's very similar to what we saw in Sanremo, I would say. It's a decent performance. It's kind of like Portugal. It's just a performance of the song. No fancy gimmicks about it or anything. It's nice. They have the entire lyrics of the song, the full 3 minutes, on subtitles at the bottom of the screen, which I think they benefit from because, of course, this is a song that focuses heavily on its lyrical content. So a nice one to utilize there. The performance is, if you enjoy the song, you're going to enjoy the performance. If you don't enjoy the song, you're probably not going to enjoy the performance. It's either or, I would say. But it's there, and it does its thing. It also has a harmonica solo towards the end, which is a nice touch. People told me during the stream that was not there before, because I haven't listened to the song much, so I didn't remember. But yeah, that's new, and that's quite fun, actually. Nice little part there for some variation. Azerbaijan is arguably the one that I'm most disappointed by from all of them, I think. Vocally is fine. That's not where I'm disappointed with in this one. I think it sounds okay. I really like the song, of course. I've said that before. I think it's tons of fun to listen to. It's really catchy. It's very energetic. The issue here lies with the staging concept and mainly the color choice here, because it looks like this entire performance is drowned in ketchup, and that is not a good thing. It's a visually... This is going to sound very black or white, but this is a visually bad-looking performance. It's not appealing to look at in the slightest. They try to be charismatic, as performers and whatnot, but you see a very limited amount of content in the performance. Everything's just red. Everything looks red too much, to the degree where everything just becomes distracting. I will keep listening to the song on its own. I'm probably not returning to this performance, and it pains me to say... this is, at the moment, I might even predict it to finish last in the semifinal, because it's not a performance that I enjoyed looking at, unfortunately. It is what it is. San Marino, Tutta l'Italia. If this makes it through to the final, it's going to be because it's a damn catchy song. The chorus, it has a hook. It has a very, very effective hook. Televote only semifinals could work in qualifying. The performance is not really that exciting to me anyway. I think it's quite flat. The vocals are not convincing. The whole concept of him bouncing around behind his DJ table is not particularly interesting either. The backdrops, there's a funny little thing early on where you got like this ancient Roman statue chewing bubblegum. I guess that's kind of funny. I don't know. But overall, I don't really get the concept behind it, behind the whole performance. They have a very reminiscent flower pattern as I Stand from Czechia in 2016. If you remember how the flowers looked on the floor there. There's a similar thing going on here. And you just feel like, why? I don't know. I don't really get this performance. I think it's just a lot of ideas just being thrown at it, like... Let's just embrace the fact that we got an upbeat tune. Let's jump around on stage a bit and have a good time. And that's really all the plan there is to it. To me, it feels like a non-qualifier. Just in my head, it feels like it belongs in like a compilation of non-qualified entries. Sorry, that sounds really harsh, but I just don't see a qualifying status on this for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. But it could make it. It's catchy. It's absolutely catchy, and that will work for it. Albania looks great, sounds great. Is anyone surprised? Not really. A main takeaway that I had from this is that the woman in this duo, sorry, I don't know the names, I'll just say woman, and you know who I mean. She's so incredibly charismatic and fantastic at what she does, sings it incredibly well, and just steals every single shot. They have a really nice chemistry as well when the man is starting to, do his part of the track. They use the camera cuts between them. He just stares at her throughout the whole thing, and it's so effective because they cut between the two and they do it in a very effective way. And of course they have this divide on stage as well, with her being covered with like red and black, and then there's white and black on his side. And that kind of schism or the dynamic shift between the colors looks great. And really just has like a visual identity to it, along with the fact that the song hits really, really hard. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed for a top 5 result in the final. Let's make it happen. Netherlands. Sounds good. A lot of people were worried about his vocals. I think he sounded fine tonight. No real issues there. The performance is all one take up until like 2 minutes 20 seconds when they do a wide shot out of nowhere for no reason. It looks off. I don't know why they want to use it. They want to showcase the arena. We've already seen it. We already see how big the stage is and how great it looks. But we don't need to see it in this performance because you're so immersed into the actual one-take concept of it. It feels more real because of it. And then they just throw the wide shot at you. I don't like that. Overall, they have the concept there at the end with the mirror of the kid Claude, I suppose. They do some synchronized movements. It's really nice. And vocally it's good. It's not fantastic. It's not the greatest vocal performance of the night, but it's good. I think anyway. Should probably qualify, I'd say. Croatia is very extra. I really think that the ambition behind Croatia's performance should be applauded. There's a lot of color. There's a lot of color that looks good as well when it contrasts each other. There's very heavy amount of green and that's kind of the poisonous green, you know, for obvious reasons. That looks really strong. It really pops through the screen very, very nicely. There's the pink during the more upbeat and restrained sections, I guess, of the track. That looks nice as well. There's some red in there, kind of sharp red, but not overpowering. There's also yellow during a part of the track, and you know, all of these colors contrast each other so much in the exact same way that the song contrasts itself. It's a chaotic song to listen to with so many scattered ideas, and that makes the actual camera work, the coloring, the edit of everything work in its favor as well. It does a thing towards the very end when the song goes double time. It's very effective, but one thing that the camera does is that it does this like bouncing movement in very quick zoom in and zoom outs to just emphasize the bounce of the track there. To my eyes, it looked a little bit silly. I didn't like that particular thing. A lot of the editing, you know, there's a lot of shaky cam and whatnot, it's fine. But just that particular thing, not a fan of that. Other than that, applause, a little bit of an applause for Croatia and the ambition they put into the staging. I appreciate it. Best one though, my favorite performance of tonight, I've thought about it a little bit. Switzerland. The most beautiful performance of the night. One take, beautiful. The lighting is sublime. The effortless quality in Zoe's vocal performance in this song cannot be overlooked. The very first sentence of the track, the very first melodic line, the realness, the authenticity in her voice, it comes across so well. It's a beautiful listen, truly is. I can't wait for all of you to see it tomorrow. It's one of these songs that just take you aback and you realize, wow, how beautifully presented this was. The dramatic part towards the track, immense camera work here. Like throughout the whole thing, it's immense camera work because there's both the camera guy and the light guy, or girls, I don't know. They're so close to her throughout the whole performance, and you see that when the performance is over and they zoom out, you know, and you can see the camera and the light people so close to her. They've worked in such close contact throughout this whole performance to make sure that they really get the emotion right in every single millisecond of this song, and that shows. It's an incredibly purposeful performance, and big applause for that. I think this is one of the best stage songs I've come across in a long time. Gotta say, it's brilliant. Hopefully you will enjoy it as much as I did. Of course, the song is beautiful as well. It's one of my favorite songs this year, and it might have just sailed up to be my number one with this performance. I'm thinking about it quite heavily, actually. It's beautiful. And finally, Cyprus comes up after it. Cyprus is a good closer to this. The staging concept is ambitious. I mean, they talked it up a lot, and I don't think it's that ambitious, but it's cool how they play around with the structures a lot. It definitely is a performance that you will look at for 3 minutes. I don't think it's very easy to look away from it. And the song has its selling moments, like the final chorus really hits hard. The high notes aren't really like they are in the studio cut in this performance. They are very much held back, but they're fine. They don't have to be these huge high notes. If they were these huge high notes, this would hit harder, for sure. But the way that it is now, it's fine, I think. Vocally, he's okay, you know, no issues there, and the staging concept works as well. One thing that really hits me when I watched the show tonight, though, they used this final chorus for the recap clip, and that recap clip hits. That is a very effective time slot that they've picked, and it has to be sailing through from that alone. I would say, like when people watch the recap, they'll just be like, wow, that is cool. I think that's like the main takeaway people will have. So yeah, those are just my general thoughts on all 15. It took 20 plus minutes, as you probably expected it to do. I'll probably have to make a separate prediction video if I'll make one for which 10 I think will qualify. But yeah, you can make up you can assume based on what I've said in this video. There are also, of course, a bit of other stuff going on after the songs are performed. There's a really nice interval act about Swiss inventions with a guest star appearing. I don't know if I should say who it was. I'll keep that a secret, but someone else has probably already said it. It might be a person from Sweden that you may know who appears, which is cool. And they do a lot of they do a lot of jokes about Roger Federer, which gets tiring really quickly for me anyway. They got his face printed up on pillows as well that they hand out in the green room. Maybe you don't want to know about all of this, so spoilers, I suppose. But yeah, they got a cool interval act about Swiss inventions. They have a lot of montage clips. They got like this. They reused this thing from 2014 about like Eurovision records. So like the tallest hair and the tallest hats and the longest note and whatnot. I mean, I guess it's fun for Eurovision nerds to just reminisce about all of these things. One thing, of course, that's been talked about a lot is the new qualifier system, which is, I gotta be honest, it feels completely pointless to me when I looked at it tonight. I was like, it wasn't broken. Why are we doing this? But at the same time, it's not like they did something extreme that just ruins it completely. It's not like they're gonna line everyone up and say, Iceland, you did not qualify. And, you know, like that. They pick out 3 songs randomly, I suppose, and then they say, oh, you qualified. But you other 2, don't give up yet, because you can come up later as well and qualify still. Sorry. It just feels a bit pointless to me. I don't see the change. It feels like they're just dragging it out because it takes quite a long time, because they're always announcing which 3 countries it's between, and then they have this suspenseful pause, and then they announce it, and I don't see the point really. But ayo, if they want to do this, go ahead and do it. Will it stick around for next year? I kind of hope not, to be honest. Maybe I'm just scared of change. But I don't see the point of how this makes the reveal any better, personally. Final thing that happened in the show was that one of the Olsen brothers came onto the stage to sing Fly on the Wings of Love with altered lyrics, which I will aim some criticism here. That was not well done, the way that they kind of treated him, because he didn't get a moment in the spotlight here. They just introduced him. Okay, he's gonna sing here for us when we end the show. And they've edited the track, and what they also did is that they played the jingle and they put on the outro card, like the outro graphics, and then just showed a bunch of images of people in the audience and the artists celebrating that they qualified while he was singing his song. So none of the spotlight really landed on him, which I don't really like that, personally. I don't know. I think that's... I think he wants a moment in the spotlight too, you know? Give him that. Another interval act, of course, now I'm just kind of rambling, but another interval act was that 4 of the artists from last year got to perform Ne partez pas sans moi by Celine Dion. We got a nice little greeting from Celine during the interval act as well. And then those 4, it was Marina Satti, Iolanda, Sylvester Belt, and Jerry Hale. And it was a nice moment. Nice one. I think I've talked about everything. I think that's got to suffice for now. This has been almost 30 minutes. So that's my semi-final one, dress rehearsal gamble. Hopefully you found it interesting to listen to. I will see you again tomorrow, I suppose, when I make... I'm going to try and make a prediction video. If I can't make it, then I can't make it. But I'll try my best. And then I hope you will enjoy the show that you're going to see tomorrow night. It's a good one. The performances are really good overall. I'm very content with what I've watched. And I hope you will be as well. And I hope your favorite qualifies. Yeah. As long as my favorites qualify as well. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves and see you soon again. Hopefully. Bye-bye.